Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Amanda Moxley, and today is day number 2 of the Female Speakers Wanted Challenge, and I am coming to you. I have been just enjoying this amazing, gorgeous day, and I'm gonna go ahead and share this over on the Facebook page, the personal or the business page. And I'll wait for you guys to pile on in here. And if you're watching, say hi and tell me where you are watching from. Give it to me straight. Where are you watching from? And give me a 1 if you're speaking already. Let me know if you're speaking already. And give me a 2, and what I mean by speaking is, are you using speaking right now to attract clients, to share your message, to get your voice out there? And so you're going to give me a 1 if you're doing that. And then you're going to give me a 2 if you're not speaking, but you want to speak. Okay? You want to start speaking, and you want to start using speaking to attract the right clients and get your message out there and help people. So you're going to give me a 2 and a 1. And you're going to tell me where you are calling or watching from. I'm actually at the very moment living in Salt Lake City, Utah. And it's, yeah, so that's where I am. Where are you in this gorgeous world? It's so fun how the internet connects us all together. So, right. Okay. So today, my friends, what we're going to talk about is your winning talk from A to Z. And we're going to talk about the highs and, all the little nitty gritty of this. I want you all to know that this is a 3-day challenge. This is a Female Speakers Wanted Challenge. You can be a man too, by the way, and still get a lot from this challenge. How this challenge works: you're receiving daily emails. Today is day number 2 from me each morning, giving you complete instructions for the day's training. And if you actually do this training, like anything, if you actually start running, if you start doing yoga, whatever, it actually works. It's like running, it works. And when you get it, you'll get results. So what you're going to do is you're going to watch the daily live stream, either watch me live here, or you will watch the replay, which is happening at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, yesterday, today, and then tomorrow, February 1st. And starting at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard, which is 5 Eastern. And during the challenge, you have a chance to win big using these hashtags: hashtag rise up, hashtag female speaker, hashtag JFDI, which is my slogan right here, JFDI, which means just effing do it, and hashtag speaker challenge. And you're going to use these hashtags every time you share and post something or do any of the challenges that I invite you to do. You're going to use these hashtags so that we can scroll and follow you, and you will be entered into a chance to win some scholarships and scholarships to this incredible event happening March 22nd through 24th in beautiful Park City, Utah, home of the Sundance Film Festival and the Winter Olympics. It's 20 minutes east of the Salt Lake City International Airport, in case you're not sure where the heck that is in the world. And what we're doing over these 3 incredible days is day 1 is all about rising up and adopting that 7-figure, 6-figure, successful speaker mindset. It's all about getting into your story, into your voice, and do your truth so that you can get on stage, get booked on stage, get booked in the media, get booked on locally and even online to impact millions and make millions. So going into your story, going into your talk, going into what makes you unique, what is your unique value proposition, what is your unique plane is crashing solution, who are you, what do you stand for, getting this talk organized, and then getting out there and making it an offering your gifts and services to the world so that you can actually make money, okay, because that's the point of the business, as well as give your gifts and feel fulfilled that you're on your life's purpose, and you maybe get to quit your soul-sucking job and you get to really do what you're here to do. So I've been speaking now and using speaking in my business for the last 12 years. And I'm going to be compiling everything I know, everything I, gleaned in these years of being online and being offline and creating this successful business. I'm going to be bringing that to you over these 3 days, happening March 22nd through 24th. And you guys are going to be able to win a scholarship to this. So March, I just gave you the dates. I'm going to pop in a couple of these things right here so you have them. And then let's see here. Let's see, right on screen. There you go. I got that. Okay. Now, hi, comment. Okay, there you go. So you guys can comment. I'm going to just put the link into the 3-day event, and this is beautiful. Also, I'm not giving scholarships away to this part because I want you all to know that I do have, if some of you are like, you know what, girl, I want to speak on stage. I want to speak on stage, and I really, you want me to actually train you to actually speak on stage, and then you're actually going to get on stage with the microphone and deliver a 25-minute talk and get that, get professional photos and professional video of you speaking on stage. I do have a package called the Show Up and Shine package. There is an investment, obviously, because all this value. And then after the event, can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me okay, because I know I used these yesterday. After the event, okay, so you're going to speak on stage. You're going to rock it out. I'm going to train you how to nail down your message and how to create this winning talk, and then you're going to present it on stage. And then after the talk, you're going to be able to, I'll promote you to my list as well, and you can make an offer. So I've got, that's Show Up and Shine, and everybody else and the people who win the scholarship are going to come. And we're going to have an incredible, amazing 3 days together. I want to say try, but my friend in Canada told me I can't say that word anymore because it's not nice to the Indigenous peoples. So, I'm working on that one. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. All right. Okay. So that is what this challenge is all about. Is it exciting or is it exciting? I know. I'm pumped up about it. I love these challenges because we get so much engagement and connection with all y'all. And I love that. So let's talk about today. Are you ready? So map out. So today we're going to talk about mapping out the strategy and the components of your winning talk from A to Z. You're going to practice offering your offer. Practice your offer so it rolls off your tongue and attracts the right clients who say yes to working with you. So today my intention is to do this. We're going to talk about the strategy of a winning talk from A to Z, because there is a strategy. We're going to talk about best tips for practicing your offer or your invitation so it easily rolls off your tongue, and how to get your talk, how to see your talk as a gift versus a sale or being salesy or weird. And the 3 must-haves you must have in your talk intro to set you up for success, and how to organize your juicy content to get your audience results and you hired now. So how to organize it all, your juicy contents. And then, so that's what we're going to work on today. Sound good? So let's see where my notes are. Okay. Hi, Jillian. I see that you're here. I love it. I'm so happy you're here with us. Okay. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, let's talk about what you need in a, I'm just opening up my notes here. Okay, let's talk about what you need. A few key things here. So the most important thing in by the way, did you guys, so yesterday, let me just touch back in. Did you yesterday come up with your talk title, and did you do a poll and ask people if, what they thought about your 3 different names of your talk? And I gave you yesterday, you'll have to come back to this page and watch be sure that you watch the training where I gave you sort of the formula to create a winning talk title. Did you do that? Because if you didn't, then you want to go back and do that. Okay. So here is what you want in your beautiful signature talk from A to Z. Now, there is a strategy. Like I've talked to a lot of you guys and you say, yeah, I go on live stream. I go and I connect and yet it's not landing. So yesterday we talked about having the plane is crashing solution, because right now, if you're not solving a specific problem that is solving a problem that your ideal client actually knows that she has, then you're going to be seen as a generalist. And if you're seen as a generalist, you're going to be paid as a generalist. People won't refer you, and they'll be sent to the other people who are actually, I guess, bold enough or powerful or smart enough really to actually stand their ground and say, this is what I'm an expert at. And it takes time to develop your expert status. It takes time, but it also takes boldness and courage and decision to actually say, you know what, I am really niching to this niche, and I am going to save my people. I got 20 minutes, plane is about to crash. I'm going to help these people. I'm going to really galvanize my audience, and I'm going to be that beacon of light. I'm going to howl in my pack, and I'm going to be this person. So you've got that, you've got your talk title, and now you're going to create a signature talk. Now you can have like 1 to 3 signature talks. And there's a strategy behind a signature talk. And a signature talk is generally just, it's a preview, it's a coming attraction of the what it would be like to work with you. And so I want to give you the components of that. So if you don't have the right strategy behind a signature talk from A to Z, you could blow it. And we've all seen that happen where, and you could leave yourself feeling very disappointed and not be able to help people who need you the most. And you don't have to be perfect, okay? But you do need to know the strategy behind a winning 6-figure talk. And I'm going to tell you what you need. Now I'm going to tell you one of my very first talks, probably circa 2006. I mean, a long time ago. I actually had cue cards, and I was reading the cue cards word for word, and I was doing a little free talk at where was I? I was at Whole Foods, and I was sitting there and I was just like doing this free talk and reading my cue cards. But I had such heart and passion to study it, learn this and embody this material, even though I wasn't perfect. And I still got clients that night. So you just got to show up. Honestly, success, 95% of success is just showing up. It really is. So, and then of course, having the strategy, knowing what your end goal is, knowing what you're doing. So here is what you want. If you want to, so in your introduction, which is your powerful statement, is how it draws them in and lets them know who you are. So you need these 3 things. Okay. How many? 3. And let me know if you already have, and if you do have a talk introduction already, pop it in the comments and let's hear what it is. So what you need for a great talk introduction is this. You need vulnerability, connection, and you need to showcase your expertise. So you need vulnerability. You don't want people to think that you're just up on this cloud and you're on this pedestal and you're so amazing and oh, they can just bow to you, and you've never had a hard time, and it's so easy for you, and you've always just been so, rich and thin and so totally in love and have the best body and the best life and financial freedom and all that crap. Like you have to let them know that you've walked a mile in their moccasins, and you know that you need to be vulnerable, but not so vulnerable that people are like feeling uncomfortable with your vulnerability. So you need to be strategic in showcasing your vulnerability, but also positioning yourself as the expert. So you need to, and also you want to create connection with your audience. And that's why before you have a talk, you really want to be able to pull your people, figure out who they are, so that your talk will actually translate and connect to them. So you're creating vulnerability, you're creating connection, because connection is currency. So what are some ways that you can create connection with your audience? It could be like a lot. It could be eye contact. It could be asking everyone to take a deep breath. It could be having a joke or having a similar, like a connection of some sort, some way, or asking them a question, like by a show of hands, this or that. So creating some sort of a connection. So it's not like have you ever been to an event or seen people on stage and they're just on stage and no one's even listening and no one's even connecting and they're just speaking over your head and everyone's like, what is going on? When is this going to be over? So really, how can you make a unique connection with your audience? And then you really want to showcase your expertise. This is your time to brag. This is your time to position yourself as an expert, why they should be listening to you, who you are, why you, and then the vulnerability that it wasn't always so easy. Life wasn't just handed to you on a silver platter. You actually were in a tough part, and now you've overcome it, and now you're on the other side to share that transformation with them, and that it's possible, and that yes, they can do it too. Okay, so those are what you need in your talk intro. So go ahead and you can type it in here. Give me a 1 if that makes sense. Give me a 1 in the comments. Say, oh yeah, that's a 1, or give me some love hearts, or give me some high fives or something, so that I can know that that's really connecting. So really getting that. Now the other thing is, you want to organize your topics with 3 to 5 talking points. It depends on how long. Now, if you only have 20 minutes, you might want to do less. Okay, so here's what I really want to caution you guys against. You want to make sure that you're not over giving so much that people cannot consume. It's like they feel like they're going to throw up. Like, it's like we've all been to a buffet, and unless you're not an American, but I don't know if you guys have them in other countries, but it's like you go to these buffets and there's all this food, this smorgasbord of food, and all you can do is like you eat, and there's like the salad bar, and then there's the meat bar, and then there's like the cheeses and the breads and the desserts, and like it just goes on and on and on in excess. And like, of course, it's all a buffet, and you're like, it looks so good, so you want to eat it all, so you go eat it all, and then you spend the rest of the day in your lazy boy. Like, not that I have a lazy boy, but like I really go to a buffet like once every 5 years because I just can't handle it. But you've seen people who give you so much information that you cannot even digest it, and then you're so full. And what happens when you're at a buffet? You don't ever want to go back to a buffet unless you're a really big eater and you're really a food connoisseur. You probably do. But most people, they're like, no, I cannot go back. I felt disgusting. I just had to sit in my lazy boy all day. I had to digest. I couldn't eat for a week. No. So do me a favor. Make sure that you're using these things that, the strategy here. So you want to give them, you want to be strategic with your talking points. And your talking points are creating value and tangible action steps that serve your audience and then showcase your expertise. So here's like what you want to be doing. You want to activate what I call the GAP formula. So you want to be like, this is where you are, and you really want to understand their pain, and this is where you want to go, and here's one step to get there. And so in every one of your bullet points, you don't want to just give them everything so that they could go home and make a change right now, right? Like, I mean, you don't want them to leave your talk thinking, oh yeah, I just do everything she says and go home and do it. Like, you want to activate that the next logical step is, yeah, you're going to give them one awesome nugget that's going to help them. It's going to give them like that cosmic breadcrumb that's going to be like, oh yeah, that's going to help them on their path, but it's not going to, it's not going to solve their entire problem. Like, it's going to give them, and when you're developing these talking points, make sure you're giving your best stuff. Don't give something that people could just Google on their own, okay? Don't give something that, like, if someone, like we talked about yesterday, but people are coming to your talk, they actually have a pain point. If they're spending an hour hanging out with you, either listening to a webinar or a challenge or anything, like, they literally have problems and they need your help. So you guys need to think about how can you help them and give them you don't hold back. I'm like a really big believer in giving your best stuff versus like holding back. That whole idea, and maybe you guys can relate to this. Hi, I see you all here. A lot of these people, they're like, oh, just give them the how. Don't give them, give them the how, or give them the why. Don't give them the how to. So when I'm doing this, when I do a talk, I like to give something that they literally have an experience. Like, I might have them go through a meditation or deep breathing, or just help them embody whatever it is I'm trying to get across, so they feel a physical change, right? And so think about that. And give your best stuff. Don't hold back. This is where they're really getting a sample of who you are and your unique body of work. Ka. So let me know, is anyone, I see you guys all saying hi. Okay, cool, like it. Now, so then when you're giving these talk points, you want to do this thing called mastering the art of seeding your offer throughout your talk. So you want to plant seeds, like, so that when you plant a seed, it's like saying, hey, this is going to help making your close and your transition to your offer a much easier yes for them, and it's going to help you roll that offer off your tongue. So it's like, it's a gift. It's like, you want to be in this place where you're so steeped in who you are, how you help, how you love, how you help transform people, and that you're the one, and not that you're the guru, but it's just that you are the answered prayer for these people. And then seeding your offer, and what I mean by that is dropping little, not in a weird salesy way, but it's like, yeah, well, when I work with my clients, this is the kind of results they got, or here's, Nancy, and she got these kind of results, and we work together for this. I mean, how many of you guys, is it just me? But I have, like, I'll just be hanging out with my friends who have really cool service-based businesses, and they're telling me about the results their clients made. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, my jaw is dropping. I'm like, oh, sign me up. And then as soon as they like go into some sales mode, then, where they're like, I'm officially selling something, then they get weird, and then they like forget everything, So don't get weird, be cool, and just think about the results your clients have gotten. And if you don't have clients yet that have gotten results, look at your own story and the transformation that you have gotten from changing your life, and use that. And that is what they want. Okay. So seed your offer so it just is it easier. And you want to really think, if this doesn't come naturally for you, think about the ways that you could implement seeds into, and you also want to think about the sales is really serving, because can they really listen to your 20 or 30-minute talk or your hour talk and really go out and do it on their own? No, they're going to be tossing and turning and completely confused. We've all done it. You've all done it, where you've listened to a million different webinars or free talks, and you're just like consuming all this free content, and you're completely confused, and you never get anywhere, and you're like, should I do this? And a bright shiny object, should I do that? So you want to think about your talk is really a gift, and it's going to hold that. It's a preview for how you can help them really change this problem, because the thing is, these people are going to keep holding on and repeating the same problem over and over and over and over again until they get into the pain point enough that enough is enough, and they're going to be, and they want to heal, and they want to change, and they're no longer available to continue going into another year, another month with this problem. Okay. So you also want to think about, when you're preparing your talk, you want to really think about how can you create and build trust and respect and deep connection. And one of those ways is how you build trust and deep and respect is really being yourself. How many people have gone up there and they're completely unauthentic, and they're like scripting something or trying to be someone they're not. They're wearing clothes that aren't them. They're just like, they're not themselves. So how you build trust is by being yourself, and how you build respect is respecting yourself and respecting them, respecting the parameters of the time that you say you have available for this. I'm going to be with, I'm going to give you all I've got in the hour we've got, and then I promise to tell you where you can get more. And then creating that deep connection and intimacy, where you're being vulnerable, but not so much that they're like throwing up in their mouth because they're like, I cannot believe you told me that, right? Like, you don't want to go too deep, and we've all been there, and you don't want that, okay? But you do want vulnerability, but then you bring that vulnerability back through and around to showcase your expertise. And this also just makes that invitation of that next step feel like a gift and not a sale. So yeah. So then let's talk about then when you like how, here is one thing. So when I design a talk, the way you really want to nail down that intro, and we'll give you some good tips for the intro, and then you got your bullet points, and those bullet points are really, let's say you have 3 to 5 bullet points. Those bullet points are month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, and month 5, for example, or week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your signature program or your signature system. So these are all, and they're just little gaps and or little windows into your signature steps. And that's going to help you design it. It's like I said yesterday, when you're thinking about your signature talk, your signature talk title could be the name of your program. So you are then creating these 5 steps, and then so when I really get my intro down. So whenever you do your intro, you want it to be solid, so they know who you are. You want to be yourself. You want to showcase your expertise, connection, and vulnerability, and then you also want to go deep into your 3 to 5 points. The 3 to 5 points are generally really the easiest part for you to talk about, because that's your body of work and you know that well. That's the easy part, but don't overwhelm them and use a strategy of activating the gap. Then where I really practice is I practice closing my offer. Because most of us, we're so scared, right? It's scary, and it's scary. It's also vulnerable to put yourself out there. It's like, hi, my name's Amanda. I have 3 spots available, and they need to be, you want to practice, because what happens is your little WC1 or your what do I call it? Your WA, no, your WT. So earlier on in my work, my body of work, I had this whole idea that the wounded child gets in the way of the wealth consciousness, and also the wounded teenager, right? The WT and the WC get in the way of your wealth consciousness. And that came from an experience where I had no problem going out and putting myself out there and getting into hashtag JFDI mode, going for it. But where my problem was afterwards, I'd just be beating myself up. I totally suck. Blah, 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 blah. And, all these horrible things. And I realized I was bringing my WC wounded child into work with me. I was bringing my wounded teenager to work with me, and that doesn't serve anyone. So it's vulnerable when you get out there and you ask for the sale or invite people to those next steps. And so you bring that insecurity. And that's why if you're not healed in your money core, you're going to project that onto them. And you're also going to get their projections. That's another thing you need to know. When you're speaking, you are on stage or even on a webinar, the whole world is watching you, eyeballing you head to toe. So you want to have really clear energetic boundaries so that you're not taking on their projections, because they are going to project. They're going to project their unhealed stuff on you. And they're going to project their love of themselves onto you. They're going to, people are going to either love you or hate you. And the ones that do love you, they're going to crucify you later. So you might as well find your strength within your own self and not look for other people for validation. Okay. So what I'm getting at here is that you really, really need to practice the sale. You need to practice asking for the sale so it rolls off your tongue. Now, a lot of you guys that I talk to, you don't even practice, you don't even ask for the sale. You're too scared to even ask for the sale. You're too scared, or you're not ready, or you're not doing it right. And you're like you're really blowing this. This is not the time. I went to this 3-day event once, and they butchered the offer. I have never seen, I've seen it multiple times. Like, people butcher these offers. Like, when I first started and I got on stage, I had a $30,000 business coach that year. I had a $10,000 speaking coach. I had a $20,000 event team helping me. I mean, I was like, all chips are in. Like, I am not bailing. I am not winging this thing. You do not want to wing things. That was when I did my first 3-day event back in 2013. So once you learn the strategy, then you're golden. But you never want to wing your offer. Okay, and because of the WC1 and WT situations, because probably you guys are spiritual, heart-based entrepreneurs, you're not like ruthless business women or businessmen that are like these sharks, that this is like your gift in life to really rock out, like asking for the sale, right? Like, this is something you got to work on. So you want to practice it. So when I first started practicing, one of my first times I created a $10,000 program back in the day. And before that, I was like, I had like, well, way before that, I had like a $1,700 program, pay me over 2 years, post-dated checks kind of stitch. Anyway, I remember doing this. I had a program called 6 months to 6 figures, which nowadays people like hate that language, but it was really what I had done and what it was a perfect program for me at the time. to offer back in 2012. And so I had this 6 months to six figures, and I had a $10,000 6-month program, one-on-one and as well as group VIP days. You know, there's a lot of value in there. And I remember doing these free calls, these free talks, and I had like a series of 6 calls, and I gave them out to my community, and I, you know, put them on videos, you know, I just did everything, right? And then I did sales calls. And I remember the very first time I said, and it's $10,000, you know, I walked them through the sales page. I said, it's $10,000, and it was on a free talk, just kind of like I'm doing right now. I was like, $10,000, and there's a payment plan of whatever, and there's only 5 spots available, and they need to be claimed by the state. And I remember there was a woman that had been on the call who was listening, and she had been one of my prior clients in my health coaching days, in the early days. And I had given that client probably free sessions, 6 months of free coaching. That was before I had kids. That was before I had my dream house, all these things. I really grew up a lot once I had my first home water birth and had my first child. I was like, mama needs to make some money here. So I got smart and got my power, and I charged accordingly. And anyway, so this client, she said, you did not even skip a beat. You just said that. It just rolled off your tongue. She was like, Amanda, what happened to you? You gave me this program for free. You were charging $1,700 last year, and now you're doing $10,000 or something. And she was so impressed. And I was like, you know it, girl. It's because, and I didn't tell her, but I'm telling her now if she's watching. I practiced it. Practice it. Whatever you're offering, practice it. Like, you're washing the dishes, your kids are wanting something. Oh, it's $10,000. How would you like to pay for that? Visa or MasterCard. Put little reminders on your phone that have like auto alerts, and they come up, and it's like, it's $10,000 or whatever, practice, and have confidence and bring energy. The other thing about when you're making an invitation for people to go to those next steps with you is you really want to see it as a gift. And the more that you see it as a gift, and you lean back even more, instead of like, oh yeah, you got to work with me, and you're chasing. It's just like, like the kids in the playground who chased you, right? The kids that, and they wanted to kiss you on the playground or whatever. Nobody liked those kids. Like, no one wanted to be kissed by those boys. But the ones that were like cute and doing their own thing, and like, knew who they were, and like we were all going crazy for them. So it's the same thing with money, with people. You want people to come to you. You don't want to be desperate. You don't want to be like, going after these people. So just really be confident in who you are, and understand that working with you, with your wisdom, with your knowledge, with your experience, with the years that you have had, with your own personal times of you being down on your knees and being so intimate with this journey that your ideal client is on, that you know what it's like. You've been to hell and back. You've transformed. You've been through the fires of fear. You're on the other side. You know this. You can hold them, you can contain them, and you can help them break through. You are a gift. And our culture hasn't shifted the mindset, the paradigm to valuing service-based, helper, healer, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, authors like us. They're validating engineers or CEOs, and we are CEOs, but engineers and doctors and lawyers and accountants and things that are like people can understand, right? So you have to understand that if you want to go past 6 figures, you got to do things differently than 97% of the population, because you got to think differently, act differently, believe differently, speak differently, show up differently, dress differently than 97% of the people, because only 3% of the population actually even makes over 6 figures, let alone 1% only makes over 7 figures. So if you're not like your neighbor, you're not like your sister, you're not like your grandma, you're not like your aunt, you're not even, unless you have some really cool family members and some really cool neighbors. That is why environment is really important. So the point is, you need to show up and you need to lead your people. You have to understand that you are a gift, and that, that come from is really going to support you all in being able to speak your way to success. So this is the template that I use to help me. So it's the A to Z. You've got the introduction, and then you want to share your seminar story, which I'm not going to go totally into detail now, but that seminar story is what creates the vulnerability, as well as the credibility and expertise and shows them that you've been through it too. And then those bullet points, which are really the coming attractions of the different steps of your signature system. And then you're going to be seeding, and then you're going to be activating the gap, and then you're going to be inviting people to take that next step. And with each seed and with each bullet point, you are making it feel like a gift, and that you are the logical next step for them to invest with working, and that you've got them. And you're going to practice whatever your close is, whatever that invitation is. And you always want to have, when you're doing a close, you always want to have limiters. And the limiters are two things generally. The amount of time, in terms of when they need to book it by, or when they need to claim it by, or when they need to say yes by, and how many spots you have available. Okay, how many spots are available, and then there could be a limiter or fast action on the price as well. So that is the A to Z winning template to rock out as signature talk. So your little challenge for today is to really write out what would be your 3 to 5 bullet points. And maybe that's, I know that, excuse me. So you're gonna think about, because I think that the bullet points are and when I say these bullet points, what is your unique body of work? What is your unique body of work? And I mean, obviously, I teach, this is a lot of what this 3-day event that you guys will be winning scholarships to. And all you have to do, by the way, is like share this video, share it on your personal page, your business page, or wherever you feel, or tag people in it who you think need this information. And so what you're going to do, I'm going to go deeper into this, but if you can sort of think about what is your unique body of work, what are these, if you had like 3 to 5 bullet points that you're going to help people with, what would those be? That is your body of work. That is your content. So you're going to come up with your 3 to 5 bullet points, and you're going to share those. You can yesterday you named your talk topic, and then now you're going to talk about your 3 to 5 things that they're going to learn in this talk with you. So that's what I mean. The 3 to 5 things, if they come to this talk with you, what are they going to learn during this talk with you? That's what I want you to do. So what are you going to learn? What are you going to teach or share or showcase in this time with you? Yeah. Christina. Yeah, let's see. So the template, thank you. Template equals intro, seminar, story, bullet points, seeding, activating the gap, taking the next step, practice your close with limiters, time bound, and how many spots are available in fast action. You got it. That's the template, sister. The other thing, when we're seeding, if you can think about adding in client success stories, I know I mentioned that too, but I would say seeding / adding in client success stories so that they can know, hey, she's done it for herself, but she's also done it for her clients. So that'll help too. And then the limiters, and then again, seeing yourself as the gift. You're not desperate. You're just like, I'm the shit and you want me and I'm here for you and I have a gift and I want to help you, right? And if you want this, but a lot of the other thing is with activating the gap, you want to get people to, you need to let people, and this is not always a fun part, but you need to stir up the pain so that people are never going to change unless, right? It's like they're not going to get the marriage counseling and if everything's fine until their husband has an affair or they have an affair, or they're not gonna change their body unless they get sick or unless they have they're really overweight or they can't fit into their clothes anymore, or they're sick of, you got to bring people in your bullet points. Like you got to get in reality with the pain, because and I remember saying to my coach, I was like, do I really have to go there? I like it when people feel good. I just want to have fun. Like, I don't want this to be so hard. And she's like, no, think about, and God, it's so true. Like, think about all the times your back has been up against a wall where you've been down on your knees and you're saying, mercy, please help me. I am so ready to change. I cannot go on another day like this. That is when you make a decision to change. And so you, in your talk, you can't be afraid to go to the pain and to how bad it really is. So really allow yourself to go to how bad it is so that they can actually see that, yeah, you know, this is where you are, and this is how bad it is, and this is how it's affecting you in all these different areas of your life, and this is where you want to be, and this is the vision and the outcome. So you need to know that client journey of how bad it is, what the pain is, and where they want to go. Okay, so I need to get a little engagement here. So tell me, give me a smiley face if this was helpful. Does it feel helpful? Was it helpful for you guys? Was it, and give me a, you know, give me a thumbs up, or give me, let's see, you could always do a number. Why don't you give me a number 11 if it was good? If this was good, if you got some juice. And then, yeah, pop in some 11s there, and then let me know if you have any questions about this. So you've got the template. And now what you're going to do is you're going to flesh out those bullet points. And that's your challenge. You're going to use, did I put in the hashtags I want you all to use? I'm going to plop in those hashtags. You're going to share this. And by the way, you're going to have this, thank you, girl. You are going to have this little talk rocking. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about how to use this talk to help you attract clients. Okay? And I mean the right clients. Now, the more, I can't stress enough. Let's see, how do I do it? I can't stress enough the importance that you must do, that you must have on, okay, there you go. You have to understand that client journey, and you have to understand the client journey. You also have to, I'm just telling you the importance. Hold on, what's it telling you? Okay, yes. So we want to attract the right clients. So that is why you want to make this, you want those bullet points to be unique and unique to you and your unique body work. Don't give me something that I could just Google, okay? I mean, maybe, yeah, you can Google, but like for me, when I developed that body of work, like my wounded child was in the way of my wealth consciousness, that came from the depths of my, you know, and there's another piece of my body of work called blowing the whistle on your old self. And, you know, these are experiences of me and my journal and my transformation. Make it unique to you so they get to know you. This is a day and age that you've got to stand out. You've got to be that unicorn. And yeah, there's other speaker coaches out there. There's a lot of other people that do what I do, and there's a lot of people that do what you do, but you are the only one that can do it your way. So make it unique to you. Design this talk to your clients' pain points and the solution that she wants, and position yourself as that expert and the next logical step. Okay? So ask me any final questions. I'm so glad you guys have been here. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to let everybody who's watching the live cast watch it and share away. Use those hashtags. And I will see you all tomorrow. Same place, same channel. Thanks for being here, everybody. Bye.